expect to have support counter pick, but with a lot of high priority support still up and available, never mind, it's going to be the Nautilus instead of the Rakan Wolf.
Yeah, I just kind of thought it's not necessarily that they want to save counter pick for AD carry, they just wanted the Rakan. And they, in fact, did not want the Rakan, so they ended up going for a very different direction here. Similar idea in terms of what you can do to follow up with Wukong and Taliyah. Single target is very strong, even into the Corki, and this is kind of a... It weakens the Corki pick significantly because Corki can't escape from the Nautilus ultimate with his Valkyrie, nor can...
Lại còn ha sớm nhất nữa.
So, I actually kind of like this, thinking about it a little bit more. It's just not standard.
Yeah, and the Rel and Corki is likely going to be picked up here by the Bros as far as that bottom lane is concerned. Pretty stock standard, pretty comfortable, and a lot of mid-game focus here for the Bros. Pretty low range as well, if you're discounting the rockets out of the Corki. But I don't think KT are necessarily looking at a massive amount of range themselves, but they do just fight in the neutral very, very well, right?
Ngành này chưa set up gì cả. Mẹ. Tình yêu chẳng thể nói trước điều gì, nhưng hai ta mà kề cứ yêu đi, nguyện bên trên con đường dài, nguyện chung mãi mãi. Lần này em Mập cảm giác là khá là đa số đa cảm anh em ạ. Nghe mấy bài nhạc buồn buồn lại nhớ về người cũ anh em ơi. Đi gì ạ? Ở đây anh em đợi chút, quên mẹ mất nha. Tập trung vào chuyên môn nào. Trận thi đấu này trận thi đấu này thì nhìn qua thì bên phía của Brion thì có đường trên thắng dành cho cá sấu này. Đường giữa sẽ là một kèo cân thôi. Và ở đường dưới thì cũng thế. Nhưng mà trận này nếu như mà xét về giao tranh tổng thì Mập vẫn thích bên phía Brion hơn khá là nhiều. Còn bên phía của KT thì nhìn vậy thôi, nhìn trong nó yếu lắm anh em ơi. Cũng như là đó là đang là cái đội hình 2 nữa. Đang là cái đội hình 2 nữa. Để Mập xem qua về kèo anh em ơi. Đợi Mập chút. Đang là tài Q32 trừ 10, vứt mẹ trừ 10 đi. Này trừ 10 chắc là đéo về được. Trận này anh em đi cho em Mập cái tài Q anh em ạ. Tài Q cho em Mập nhá. Để xem tài Q bao nhiêu nào. Tài Q rất ok á. Tài Q ok anh em ơi. Này 1.6 anh em sang sảnh khác. Đây. Anh em sang sảnh TF anh em ơi. Tài Q 34.5. Tài Q 34.5 ăn 1.85 đây. Tài Q 34.5 ăn 1.8 anh em nhá. Người ơi em có biết anh đã yêu em rất nhiều. Chẳng cần những lý lẽ để nói lên câu tình yêu. Anh em đi cho một cái tài Q 34.5 anh em nhá. Làm như không quan tâm, nhưng anh thật sự nhớ em. Ở đây sao đây? Lag à anh em ơi? Anh em đợi một chút để em tìm cái link khác nha. Hình như này lag này là bị lag tổng luôn anh em ạ. Lag này là bị lag tổng luôn. À không, cái bên này thì đâu lag. Rồi xem cái kia có tiếng Anh xem nó sướng. Có tiếng game cho nó sướng.
In this here game of League of Legends.
All right.
And it will be signed Wolf Schroeder.
Yeah, beautiful.
Anh em đi chơi một cái tài IQ 34.5 anh em nhá. Tài IQ 34.5 ở sảnh nào nhỉ? Sảnh TS. Ở sảnh TS.
There we go.
Beautiful. We have the certification.
Thank you for whatever the reason for this pause was.
Oh wait, now you can show it to everyone, right?
All right, hold on one second.
I think you can show it. Can we like somehow full screen it or something?
I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Whatever, it's good enough.
Yeah. Just hold it up. Here we go. Here's the certification.
Sao có tiếng mà đéo có ấy nhỉ?
And there it is. You might need to do some pretty hectic zooming in to try and
đây.
We'll place it on Twitter as well if you guys want to use it for anything else. Maybe you want to
It might not come up in this game. Like, it might not get certified because I'm not sure if it's going to work out in this draft. We're going to have to see some mid-game fights around that Wukong level 6. Well, I mean, not at specifically level 6, but around the Cyclone, the post-level 6 on, you know, Herald fight.
Yep.
When you get to Herald fight and beyond, though, it's not really a Zeri moment because it's like a, you know, when you do a Zeri moment, it has to kind of...
Anh em đi một cái tài IQ anh em ơi. Đi chơi một cái tài IQ trận yếu này. Đi chơi một cái tài IQ nha.
If she like gets 3 kills at like 30 minutes, and I'm like, well, that's not certifiable because she was
I really love the fact that you finally drew up a certification in the game where it's almost least likely for the certification to occur.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was thinking about doing it because I was like, well, this isn't the
It's a special occasion.
Yeah. I'll get some like, you know, clip art of like you know, a little special badge or something to make it like better and more cool and more clean. I was also wearing my glasses to make it look really official, you know, when I was drawing it up. All right, so we'll get you.
Nó đang bao anh em ạ, hình như là đang có vấn đề một chút về kỹ thuật. Nhưng nó đang bao rồi.
By we, I mean KeSPA Cup in general and our referees, because you and I are just sitting here drawing pictures on my tablet. We're not doing anything to fix this. We don't even know what's going on.
I'm getting a phone call for some reason. Very, very strange. Thankfully, it's in a pause, and my phone was on silent, and it was just doing a weird vibration in my pocket. So there we go. It's all right. It was a spam call anyway.
2 instances of my phone going off not in silent mode on broadcast.
I don't think I've had any, but I just never have my phone on noise mode ever. And I often miss messages and phone calls, and it's not great.
The first time it went off, I had my ringtone was the ringtone from why am I blanking on the name of this? It's been a long day of casting. Anyway, from anime, a lot of people recognize it, like, wow, that's your ringtone. I was like, yeah, it's a little cringe, but I think it's pretty catchy. And then the second time was Ichiban's ringtone from Yakuza that I had on that people recognized.
Oh, no.
So I got kind of called out for my my ringtone, but a lot of people liked it. I have not had my phone on loud since at work.
It is a good idea.
Silenced.
Yeah, I made the mistake of I did have my watch, unfortunately, off vibration mode, so that wasn't great, and I had an alarm set for in the middle of a broadcast by accident, and that wasn't very good either. But that was just an alarm tone, and so that was okay. Got away.
It was Welcome to the NHK was the anime. Could not place it, but it came to my brain finally.
All right, so hopefully we are going to be getting.
Lâu quá anh em ơi. Chả biết là vấn đề gì.
I think we're going to be getting an update relatively soon as far as what.
Trong lúc bao cái này
down to a lobby remake. As far as making.
Nhưng chúng ta lại đọc báo một tí vậy. Cô dâu đeo kim cương ngồi Rolls Royce về nhà chồng. Ui đi tuệ.
Yeah, usually they haven't come out.
Yeah,
we've been squashed. Or they have been squashed. We have squashed all the rune bugs.
There was a time where it was like every day we had at least one though, and that was just the worst. So hopefully this is going to be the only one that we're going to see.
This is also just the worst, but like luckily.
Lý do năm thanh niên sinh năm 2 để mấy có hàng trăm tài khoản ngân hàng. Ôi. Ủa này em Mập đúng không à? Đúng rồi anh ơi. Thì áo nào mở nhiều tài khoản ngân hàng quá cũng bị bắt anh em ạ.
They had their runes bugged, and then the referees would be like, "You're just saying that because you picked your rune."
Yeah.
So they'd have to go back every time because it's just the way that you have to, keep competitive integrity and use the players' in-game screen recording to actually see the runes they selected and confirm.
Đấy, tài kill anh em nhé, trở thành cho em một tài kill.
Were in fact bugged, and you have to go through this process every time just to make sure that one player didn't accidentally use the wrong runes and then claim later like, oh, it was bugged.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though he didn't pick them correctly. And it was just this arduous process. Plus, on top of that, then remake the entire lobby and the entire game.
Yep, and so we're in the process of getting to relatively shortly. Hopefully, isn't going to be delayed in locking in champions and things like that. We can just get immediately into the game. Exciting thing about this one, going back to the game,
tình yêu chẳng thể nói trước điều gì. Nhưng người ta mà kể cứ yêu đi.
Maybe we saw it in like 2018 KT when we had Chovy playing some mid lane Aatrox games, but I think that was only like one. And I think you also played an Aatrox mid game around that time as well.
Thu nhập 30 triệu mà vẫn chật vật à? Đánh bet hết 31 triệu chả chật vật.
We're seeing Renekton and Aatrox in the same game on the same team.
Yeah, there might have been like a mid Renekton that played with it, but I don't really think so. That doesn't sound very strong.
I kind of like the combination though, because I just feel like both of them do so much like drain tanking, right? So there's a lot of damage, a lot of healing, things like that. It's a good Chemtech Soul game, you know, for the bros.
Yeah, I do think that if Chemtech Soul does go to them, it's going to be pretty tough. One of my favorite things, we touched on this a little bit yesterday about these changes to the jungle, is it makes these brawly bruiser junglers viable. Yep. The Mbessa that's now viable, the Aatrox that's viable, in a way that isn't just CC button press, and then that's what I do. And if I miss my CC, or if my CC goes on a target that's then saved, or then like cleanses, I'm not actually doing anything. Like, what's my point as a jungler? You're like just a support at that point, practically.
Yep.
But then if you have, you know, these changes plus items that feel really annoying when a top laner has them, but if your jungler has them, it feels a little bit more fair, like Sundered Sky. Aatrox picks that up, he has his lifesteal, and you're like,
bao lâu thế à? Chúng nó đi ỉa rồi anh em ạ, đi vệ sinh thôi. Hiểu đang đánh ở đâu? Em Mập cũng vừa đi vệ sinh xong.
I think it's a really good change for the game. I think Aatrox pretty overtuned at the moment, but I like that we're kind of trying to explore this direction a little bit.
Yeah, I actually kind of like the philosophy around it. I think we had a brief conversation about what Freak was talking about when they were discussing making more champions viable in the jungle, and that is that if you are sort of like auto-filled into jungle or something like that, you're not as punished for not necessarily knowing how this works, because there's a whole array of champions that you haven't put any time into. It just may happen that one of the champions that you play is actually well suited to the jungle, and the more champions that are viable there, the more likely it is that you're going to be very comfortable, at least on the champion, even if you're not necessarily as comfortable on the role. So I feel like it does mean that the punishment of autofill that people have been complaining about for years is going to be less bad. So I kind of like the idea.
There's nothing scarier than getting autofilled and then clicking the role that you've autofilled into on the filter and being like, I don't know how to play any of those. It's the very scary moment that you get into. Yeah, if you're an Aatrox player on the top lane, you're like, oh, he's right at the top when I press that jungle icon.
Yeah.
He definitely will make the cut into the jungle.
That's why you should be a Teemo main. Teemo basically fits into every single role. That's how that one goes.
That's what Korean solo queue is like.
It is.
Every time you see that Teemo, you ask your teammates to dodge, and if they do not, you're like, well, I guess I'll have to bite the bullet. It's kind of a game of chicken within your own team to see who's going to dodge. Teemo support, you're like,
yeah.
Well, I guess I did have some other stuff I was going to do today. I guess I'll do this all for my teammates.
You can look at the rest of the team.
Nam của Woody, nữ của Quỳnh Tít.
Maybe having that blind in the bottom lane is going to be able to help, but you know, it's not normally going to happen. So.
Speaking of things not happening, we're not quite ready yet for this game if you're just tuning in.
Yeah, I think
we're remaking the game.
We're not actually going to be watching the reformation of the draft, so I imagine the draft is like somewhere near completion at some point, so we'll just be loading into the game again instead of watching that one over and over again instead. So be sure that the champions are going to be locked in. Pop quiz for you, Wolf. Yep. What were the champions picked by the bros in this game?
They had Zeri in the bottom lane, Mbessa top with the Wukong jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Mid was Talia, and support was not the Rakan that we wanted. They got Nautilus, so that's the bro.
That was KT.
Oh, sorry. Damn it! No!
You didn't get the pop quiz right, but you got it so wrong that you got the second question correct.
Oh my god.
All right, so now you have to do the bro side, I guess.
Okay, so...
Or maybe I have to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Okay, I'll do the bro side. So it was Renekton top, Aatrox in the jungle, because we were talking about that before. It was Ahri, because we were complaining about that being an answer into the Talia, so that one's going to be the mid lane. And then Corki, because it's always picked if it's not banned. It wasn't banned this game, and so therefore it's going to be Corki on the bottom side. And was it Leona?
I think it was Leona, yeah.
All right. So they are going to be your composition.
Between the two of our brains, we solved it in...
Yeah.
Bao lâu quá anh em ơi. Bao lâu thế?
I think it's going to be a difficult game to play for this Corki with a Wukong and a Nautilus there. So there are some chances. There are some chances for KT.
Không biết là đang gặp vấn đề gì mà tại sao lại bao lâu như thế?
Come through for them because this is a team full of like.
Thế này thì bao giờ chúng ta mới được xem T1 đánh anh em?
So much for them.
Ngày hôm nay nó vẫn còn khá dài. Còn tới tận đâu đó khoảng 5 trận nữa mới hết rồi anh em ạ. Ngày mai thì ít hơn.
I want to see more from this KT roster, but I also feel like it's almost inappropriate to expect it. You know what I mean? Like this is KeSPA.
Ngày mai thì T1 sẽ đánh lúc 1 giờ. Mai T1 đánh sớm ha.
It's been around even longer for other titles. I started commentating KeSPA Cup for StarCraft in 2014, so it's been around for a really long time. But this roster is clearly utilizing KeSPA Cup for training practically, and not for trying to go from I'm a world's finalist to also now I won KeSPA Cup. This is just KT's taking a different approach, which you can or cannot agree with. That's up to you at home. If you're watching this, if you're a KT fan, you're probably relieved because you don't want to set high expectations with the full roster and then be disappointed later.
Yep.
As every KT fan knows very well. We got the full disappointment this time at Worlds. I say we for some reason. I don't know why I would say that, but yeah, I think that KT will likely lose this game, but I would love for them to kind of go out with a bang, maybe even win this one, knock out the bros.
And Fenrir as well is like playing Zeri for the first time in the tournament. That is kind of fun. And so looking forward to seeing what he can do there. As I believe we are getting closer and closer to this game actually beginning.
We're not getting further, at least.
Yeah, it isn't that we're still waiting for the rune situation. I think that there is something else that has happened on top of it, and hopefully that one is going to be resolved as well. Sometimes when it rains, it pours.
Oh, that was the other thing about the fun thing about the rune bug, is sometimes it would bug a second time.
Yeah, that did happen as well. Oh, Wolf, now we need to go back to your explanation as to why you are Belle from Beauty and the Beast for your Disney princess.
As soon as I mention it, I know we're going to go in game, but so obviously if you guys have seen the original Beauty and the Beast, because I haven't seen the new one yet, I'm kind of waiting for my daughter to get older before I watch that one.
No, just watch the original again.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen it many times. There's a scene where the Beast shows Belle the library in his castle, which is massive, and it's got all the books. Belle loves to read, right? She's got all these books.
Yeah.
I also love to read, but for me, the books are just video games. And it's like all my PlayStation games, like in their cases.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting